Well, hello there, Commonwealth. This is Great Grandpa Gamer. I'm out of Sunshine Tidings Co-op, and we're going to fix up a cottage. Yep, we're going to move everything out that's not nailed down, but I'm not going to scrap anything. That's one of the conditions here. Those boxes, the sink, that table, those shelves. Yep, the rest we'll just move off and save it for later. First, let's refloor the whole thing and fix up that front porch. So I'm using some rugs from the Arcade CC. You can use any floor you want. You could use the same floor throughout. You don't have to do what I'm doing. There we are. And I'm going to use a technique I learned from Tango and Caps. We're going to place a peg on the floor. So with the campfire, I can drop a pillar right into one of the floor pieces. Now I'll set the campfire where I want it, and I'm going to select the pillar, group select the whole thing, and I'm going to move the entire floor over to that campfire. Takes a little bit of nudging and wiggling, but look at what happens. I was never able to do that before. I'm so thankful to Tango for showing us that trick and showing how effective it can be. Look at that. The entire cottage is all fixed up. I may have been able to put these balcony railings on beforehand. I guess I'll have to find out the next cottage I repair. Okay, let's repair the windows. So these Vault Tech windows have a very thin profile, and if we position them just right, we can get the glass to show only through the window frame. And that's my goal here. It takes a little longer to do that, but only the glass is only showing through the window frame. That means the rest of the glass is hidden in the wall. I don't have these weird reflective surfaces. I like the way that worked out. Some of them, they're just too far. Now, if I had placed the glass first, before I placed the floors, I could have done that campfire glitch from the patio, so I wouldn't have to place an extension on my shiller. Shiller is a post with a shelf. But I didn't, and now I'm doing it this way, and it still works. Yep, that conduit extended the reach of my pillar. So just a little careful. I guess it took an extra minute per window to make sure that the glass didn't show through. Last one. There we are. All the windows are fixed. Let's fix the door. So I'm standing inside the cottage. My pillar is completely opposite the door. I get a better vantage point this way. We can adjust that door. Not even see our pillar. Open it up. There we are. Now that we have doors, windows, and floors, let's fix that balcony. Finished putting the railings up. They wouldn't snap because the old balcony railings are in the way. So I just decided to put 4 together and then group select the whole bunch. Again, they may have snapped to the floor when I fix the entire floor. But this is working. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So there's a broken column. Once again, I'm going to select the easiest vantage point for me. The pillar's away from me, and I can watch exactly what happens to the column from a great perspective. All right, that's a fixed column. Looks pretty good. Kind of wish it was gray, but it looks good otherwise. Now, since that porch kind of collapsed, let's see if we can disguise the collapsed portion. So even though we have a flat top, it looks like it's sagging in the corner. We'll just hide that a little bit. And we'll start by adding these Vault-Tec crates around that corner of the house. And so let me cover the shiller drop. The shiller, shelf of the pillar, has a small rug on top of it. I place a larger rug on top of that. I place my objects that I want to drop on top of the larger rug. I'll position the rug. It's kind of fun to do this. I enjoy seeing this happen. Once I got a good position, I'll raise the rug up, the pillar, and remove the rug, and it drops exactly where I planned on it dropping. Love that. Thank you, Oldie Noodle. That is one of my favorite tricks. It really is. Okay, we'll just rug glitch the whole batch of containers right into the corner. And I want to hide the rug underground. That works for me. There's a cave-in, there's a collapsed roof above the porch. And one of these scaffold ramps is the right slope. So let's place a piece of concrete floor so we have a better reach, and my shiller is too short. So let's make the other tool I'm quite fond of. It's a cousin to the shiller. This one's called the pillar rack. We're going to be using it for a few different things during this build. First thing, just get two pillars next to each other and then place a weapons rack on the pillars. The pillar on the right will hold on to the weapons rack. That thing acts just like the shiller. And if I drop a rug on top of it, or one of these small carpets, using the shiller drop, it will do everything the shiller can. There are little nuanced differences between the two of them and how you use them. For instance, one is too long or something like that. So I keep both sets very close to where I'm building. There's a fixed roof. Let's fix those steps. Now I think I caused a pathing issue by placing these steps here. I believe the steps look better, but the settlers are acting weird right around that point. Okay, we're going to build a bedding area. We're going to use some shelves. So I just placed some shelves on a different structure. I dropped a bed on top of them using the shiller drop. And I'll just mount this shelf against the back wall. There it is. It's a bunk. Let's do the other side. I couldn't match the height. Well, this is the wasteland. What matches in the wasteland? Now that second bunk is kind of high off the ground, so let's make a little ladder. A couple of pieces of conduit, evenly spaced using the small curves. And then using the Auto Forge Deluxe, we'll raise some rungs of the ladder straight up because we're using a pattern, a spacer, and one orientation conduit to make sure we always start in the same place. I put her together and just place her on the wall. There's our little ladder. Now, I skipped a whole bunch of footage right here. I did not mean to. I lost some, so I'm going to have to owe you some good footage on how to connect a wire straight through the mattresses from top to bottom. But I did connect the conduits to each other so that when I raised one up, it went straight up to the roof. Again, I have better examples in the future. Look at them rug glitching that cabinet in there right over those boxes. So they became part of the decor. With a gun rack, I could snap other gun racks, leave one inside the shelves, and use that pillar rack to create a gun rack wall on the outside so that I could place items on it, capture the upper right hand corner, and snap posters anywhere I feel like it, like right inside the shelves. I love that. I'm trying to run out of things that will stop me from building in Fallout. I love every single discovery that makes life easier for all of us. I love sharing them with you. So I'm going to pre-plan that corner. And I did have to have something a little bit crazy in there. Not too crazy. The whole thing is pretty reasonable, which is unusual for me. I promise you, I'm going to be highly unusual in the very near future. Okay, with the hidden rug trick, got that corner decorated. Schiller drops some pots and plants. Easy wall decoration. Using the gun racks, we could place some more paintings on the wall because I forgot to put them down. But the gun racks allow forgiveness because you can place one gun rack on the wall and snap other ones to it. Just like that. And like that. Up, we got some wall coming through. And like that. Playing basketball by the front patio. That's not a good spot. So that ladder I put on the inside poked out through the outside. Why not use it as a ladder too? And it inspired me to build a guard station right beside that ladder. Let's take a look at what we did, friends. We fixed a patio, fixed a roof, fixed all the windows, refloored the whole thing, used everything that was inside the building. We let the little cottage tell us what it should look like. Here's our guard station. There's that little ladder I was talking about. I have Mr. Cappy's hand sticking out through the wall. I have an opportunity to do something there. I have not decided what it'll be. Then I'll have to wait for the settlement tour. But here it is. Nice comfortable cottage. Hello, sir. In your face! Sorry, was that rude? I apologize. Yeah, just threw a few junk items around. A few weapons here and there. Filled it in, made it look lived in. This is our cottage, friends. If you'll excuse me, I'm feeling a little guilty. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, don't be mad. He looks angry. Thank you all for joining me. I want you to have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.